Michael Hernandez here of MLH Media. Before we got into the video, I just want to go ahead and let you all know there was a little bit of lag on the video, but you can still go ahead and hear everything just fine. I think the internet having a little bit of issues, but I really want you guys to hear this interview from Mr. Amarius Taylor before he heads into that cage on September 6th. So before we hopped into the interview, just want to let you all know that. Let the intro roll. Michael Hernandez here of MLH Media, and we are here today on the road to A1 Combat 24, and I'm here today with Amarius Taylor, someone that's going to be kind of headlining the preliminary section of that card, going to be taking on Ramon Cornejo. How you feeling today, my man? A huge matchup looming here on September 6th.
And I'm feeling great. And yourself, brother?
Hey, man, you know, it's been a long journey for you, and it's pretty cool to get to watch it because I'm someone that's from the 559 fights area, got to kind of see your debut, and then now over here taking on another former kind of 559 fights champion and Ramon Cornejo. How does it feel watching back the kind of career of yourself and just being like, wow, I mean, the growth is evident, but it's really kind of been really clear in these last couple of fights that you've taken some strides like no other. Can you kind of guide the fans through that journey?
Yeah, so I mean, I started out my amateur MMA career with 0-2, a big 0-2, and I just took those as lessons and not losses, and I just had to really understand what I was getting myself into as an MMA fighter and looking forward into the future if this is really what I wanted for myself. And it is. You just got to dig deep in this type of field. It's not a normal sport. It's not basketball. It's not football. This is a completely different world. It's a lifestyle. You can't just, you have to live it. You have to. If you want to get to the place you want to, you have to live it. So, like I said, those lessons I took, they really showed me I had a big field in my game, a big hole that needed to be filled. And obviously, we could all see from my first and second fight, it was a little bit on the ground. So I pushed the fight into the side for just a little bit, and I grinded in my wrestling, my jiu-jitsu, just the mindset, the will, the grit you have to have in order to, you know, be better at your own craft. And I feel like ever since I made those changes, I've just been I've been quite the force to be reckoned with inside the octagon. So yeah, I mean, just don't take your L's as losses, take them as lessons, and see where you could go from there.
You're over there at Clinnigan's MMA and kickboxing, a gym over there in Yuba City. How is it to kind of, I know that there's been fights near you in that area before in Northern California. Northern California, obviously a very popular hub for MMA in the past. But now you got A1 Combat over there, a UFC Fight Pass promoted program, someone that's bringing a lot of eyes to not only California MMA, but kind of to that Northern California sector. And you're kind of one of those guys joining along in that amateur ranking. How does it feel for you to kind of get to fight almost on a home turf, especially for a championship fight coming up on the 6th?
It's awesome. And I kind of like where it's going. Fought on King of the Cage a few times. A1 Combat kind of has more just privilege to be able to be a part of this.
I'm really curious about this kind of, I know you discussed a little bit earlier in that answer, your King of the Cage career. Can you guide us how exactly you got into King of the Cage over there? Because that's a promotion that it was super popular over in the early days of MMA. But now, I mean, there's not as many guys that have really gone over there and kind of had the success that you had. I mean, you really went on a run over there, 3-0, kind of were very successful in your own right. Can you talk through how you got into King of the Cage and how exactly your journey is over there? Possibly, could we see a professional debut over there? What's next for you?
King of the Cage, my coach had told me about it. I looked into some of the fights. I seen that Rampage the Wolf Jackson, he was also on there back in the day. Daniel Cormier was also on there back in the day. So I was stoked to just be a part of another promotion. And it was a little closer to home, so it was just a little more comfortable with me, you know, fighting multiple times there instead of rather my first few fights, I was driving all the way out to Visalia to fight. So I got to be somewhere a little closer to home, have that home feeling. And King of the Cage is awesome. I suggest anybody beginning their career, go ahead and, you know, have a couple bouts with them. It's awesome. But I'm looking to keep my name around A1 Combat. I like it a lot. I like how they're coming to Hard Rock. This is my hometown over here, Yuba City, Marysville, Olivehurst. This is the 5-3. This is my home. And I'm looking to just keep making statements, keep selling tickets, keep putting butts in seats, and hopefully, yeah, they keep hitting me up for bouts because it's just an exhilarating feeling fighting for A1 Combat. And if I could go pro debut with him, that would be sick. But we're looking. I'm not gonna give too much tea, but we're looking to go pro here pretty soon if we get a few more bouts in. But yeah, I like the way everything's going right now. And once
You
again, I'm grateful for A1 Combat giving me this title shot because it's awesome.
a big opportunity and against a very game opponent in Ramon Cornejo, someone that like kind of like how you said yourself, you guys are both very close to that professional level, I would say, in terms of your amateur to pro jump. How is it when you got that kind of call from Aaron Rand over there and just said, hey, championship opportunity lining up Ramon Cornejo? I mean, another game opponent, but I feel like this one is it's going to be, if fans aren't already highlighting it on their match cards, they better be highlighting it because this one's it's sure to bring fireworks for both of you guys.
Right. I mean, Sue, game opponent. I'm not necessarily focused on the too much. Just trying to get another win on my record. Keep my finish rate high. And yeah, I'm not seeing past no opportunity, man. Nothing. I'm right here. Amarius Taylor's here.
What exactly was your thoughts after the last bout? Let's take it back a little bit. A1 Combat 19. I mean, a heavily the commentators could even tell, and they're not people that are. I mean, Johnny Lampasto, he's over there at the weigh-ins, but you know they could even tell the tension in that building, the rise up into that fight. I was there at the weigh-ins. I knew the story, but can we get it from your perspective? How you feel looking back at that fight? I mean, I feel like there was not a lot of amateur fights that really get that type of buildup, but that one for sure just had that energy behind it.
Yeah, that one definitely has some buzz on it. You know, I don't really take things too much personally, but everybody approaches war differently. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I approach it with mad respect, and I fight with a sense of love. Like I just, you know, the man up high, he gives me all this will and this power inside of me, and I just like to spread it out with love and respect. But like I said, everybody approaches war differently. At the weigh-ins, we didn't quite see eye to eye. Try to dap bro up. He didn't want to dap me up. So it kind of gave me a little niche that okay, this is gonna be it's gonna be bad blood fight. So it ended up being just that. We went out there and we started slugging like right off rip. It was a fun fight, and I ended up coming out with the KO victory. So it just made everything. That whole experience was just cool. It was just cool to be a part of and get the finish, of course.
And for
Yeah, that was
you,
crazy.
like how we said, you're in a kind of special predicament. And this is something that I didn't even bring up prior. Now you work over there at the Hard Rock Sacramento. I mean, last time out, I was at the fights, I seen you and I was like, wait, I recognize this guy. How is it now for you to be able to, like, do you have coworkers of yours like, hey, I want to be able to go watch you fight? Like, that's got to be a pretty special feeling too, because not everybody gets to fight at the casino that they work at. You know, that's a pretty
Right.
unique situation as well.
Yeah, right. It was cool for the time being. Unfortunately, I'm not with them no more. I had to do a couple other things. I got a baby on the way and stuff, so we had to stack it a little more differently, make a few more passes. But it was fun while I was there. A lot of people was they noticed me. They were like, "Oh, you're a fighter. I knew I seen you somewhere. I knew I seen you here." It was just a funny. It was just funny, pretty much. It was just hilarious. But there was a lot of coworkers. I'm pretty sure that were going to be there, and they're waiting to see what I could do next.
Expecting a baby girl coming up pretty soon. How is that feeling to have the camp going? Have have the baby coming on the way? It must be a pretty exciting feeling to not only have the sense of fatherhood coming up, but also the chance of becoming a champion. I mean, just so many different kind of accomplishments going on in the life of Mr. Amarius Taylor. How's it all going right now in that balance? Like how you said, the big news as of late.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, I mean, if I'm lying, I'm flying. The pressure is definitely on. But life is also like a movie right now, bro. It's like it's honestly a dream, and getting that belt wrapped around my waist should be a dream come true. And today it's Friday. We just hit 8 months today, so that baby girl is coming to. She's about to pop out anytime soon. So yeah, man, everything is feeling good. I'm feeling healthy. I'm feeling fit. I'm feeling in the right mind, in the right spirit. And I'm ready to just be champion, man. It's time to go.
Wow. Yeah. And just so fans know, we're here sitting on August 9th on a Friday. So there's a possibility is fight is do we see a fight day baby? Do we see September 6th, the birth of Amarius Taylor's child, the same day that you possibly could win a title? That could probably be a pretty big story over there in the 530.
Shoot, who knows, man? I might just have to get that belt wrapped around my waist and head right out to the hospital and see my baby girls. Man, who knows, bro? Who knows? Who knows? But like I said, life's a movie, and I'm always ready for what's to come. Always ready.
Wow. The like how you said pressure, but pressure makes diamonds, as the old saying goes. So I think that Amarius Taylor is going to be definitely very, very happy and very shaped up for this September 6th bout against Ramon Cornejo. But just a couple of flash questions here to end it off. I really, really appreciate your time here today, Amarius. It's been awesome to get to speak to you today. But I was on YouTube doing a little bit of research for this upcoming interview, and I seen you were a little bit of a YouTube starlet before back in the day. I gotta know, is the Starbucks order still the same? Are you still hitting? Are you still hitting the caramel frappuccino? Are you still getting the bakery items? You still hitting those goodies? Or are you kind of straying away from that now, leading into fight camp?
Man, most definitely. I haven't even honestly drank caffeine, and it's been like two years. I like to operate with the God given energy I got. For years I've been trying to get on YouTube and find out my old passwords to delete those videos, bro. That's some cringy stuff. But man, I was young and I was living it. I was young and I was living it up, brother. So most definitely do like the Starbucks mocha frappe cappuccino, no, the little frappuccino thing going on. I used to be on those all the time, but now I started changing my ways, started eating healthier, started really trying to keep my energy inside this core. I don't want no outer supplements helping me boost. I want to be drained and I want this will to boost me.
Wow,
I
that's
don't
some
do
power.
energy drinks. I don't do caffeine. Yeah, man, I'm just ready. I just want to be physically and ready for anything to come.
Yeah, no, I was watching that video and it got a little rise out of me. I'm not gonna lie, but hey, I think we need to see a return pretty soon. Maybe some fight analysis or maybe some fight breakdowns. Maybe not so much Q&As about the Starbucks
Yeah.
orders, but we could hit up with some different ideologies and some different tactics maybe for the YouTube channel. We'll be in contact about that. But just a couple of last questions here for you.
Right.
I
Yes, sir.
just a couple of last questions here for you. I really appreciate your time. You have, I mean, you have been on this MMA journey for quite some time. You walked out to that last fight, Michael Seeley, a black belt kind of around your neck. Can you kind of go into that journey a little bit more? Tell the fight fans a little bit more about that journey to becoming a black belt. Because, like how you said, you didn't just wake up out of bed and become kind of an MMA starlet. You know, you weren't somebody that was like, a lack of a better word, groomed from the young age of 5 years old to be in this MMA gym and be this guy. You kind of had to do it on your own. Can you kind of give these fans a little bit of that breakdown of that journey? Because there's probably a fan out there that's a white belt that's looking to be that black belt one day. And I think some inspiring words from the likes of Mr. Taylor could possibly inspire some folks.
Well, let's start out with the white belts. If you're starting out a low rank belt, just stay consistent, stay hardworking, and believe in yourself. It's confidence is key. Just keep that will and stay driven. But as far as the black belt, that's a little bit on a deeper level. I'm not a black belt. I've never been honored a black belt from no sorts of martial arts. That belt around my neck was my grandpa's. He passed away a little bit before my first KO. I think a week before my first KO, where I dipped him and he went to sleep on the slam. That's my papa's belt, and that man is just the definition of a martial artist than you could get. And I feel him. I feel him every time I'm getting ready to step in that cage. I know he's watching me, and I know he knows that I'm honed in with my spirit and that will to just fight and be a martial artist, not a brawler, not a. I could do that too though. I could definitely brawl, but he's just been a motivation for me and just a big person in my life. And yeah, that was his black belt, and I will be walking out with that again come September 6th.
Wow, no, and those were so much deeper words than what I was truly looking for. You know, I know some people come from the likes of Taekwondo, karate, and like how you said, jiu-jitsu. There's so many different ways that you can get that black belt, but to carry that grandfather's legacy, I feel like that's a journey that not you couldn't gain through any other experience. And like how you said, he may not be here physically, but definitely will be there not only in your mind mentally, but also spiritually there on September 6th. Anybody that you wanted to thank in particular for this journey? Like how you said, I know you've had a lot on your plate leading into this bout, but I mean, I know you have sponsors, you have coaches, you have a lot of people that help you out on this journey. Anybody that you want to think in particular?
I want to thank all the Queens Martial Arts. I want to thank my coach Charlie. I want to thank AJ. I want to thank my brother Nick. I fucking love you, brother. Oh, my bad for the language, brother. Thank you, Nick, for everything, brother. And I want to thank my girl. I want to thank my friends. I want to thank everybody in the 530 that supports me. I want to thank everybody outside the 530 that supports me. This is not done. We haven't even scratched the surface of this game yet. We haven't put a fingerprint on the surface of this game yet. We got so much more grinding to do and so much more crazy stuff to see. And I promise you guys are going to see a lot of crazy stuff coming from the octagon from me. And yeah, man, just thank you, God, honestly. And thank you for having me, brother. I appreciate this.
It's an honor of mine. You know, I may have been, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little intimidated after the Sealy fight. After I gotta tell a story for the fans. A little bit of a miscommunication between me and Mr. Taylor. You know, he thought I was possibly making some jokes that day, but I said, "Hey, man, I was just laughing at the predicament." Came up to me, we're all good, we all chatted it up, but it was definitely on my top 5 of post-fight interviews, and you will always be in the MLH media chambers of memories for that one, man. A honor to have you on the program, and definitely going to be an honor to possibly get to speak to you afterwards on September 6th. Ramon Cornejo, Amarius Taylor, the featherweight A1 Combat Amateur Championship. I mean, the stars could not get any brighter at a former home base for my man over there, Mr. Cold, Amarius Taylor. Any other words that you had to end off the program here today?
God did. And that's it for me, brother. Let's go.
All righty, my man. Michael Hernandez here of MLH Media. Amarius Taylor over there in the 530. We are going to be signing out. See y'all September 6th.